Hey space fans, welcome back to the Space Noob channel. Guess what? Joystick issues once more. Well, let's call it controller issues, because what we've got is a joystick, a throttle, and now rudder pedals. And you'll have to excuse them. I dragged them out of the garage after not using them for a while, and I've been using them for about a day. And do I like them? They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. I mean, whoever designed these designed them to look good and sell heaps, but no offense guys, you obviously don't play these games. I mean, come on. So I've got these rudder pedals here underneath the desk. You can see them. They're Saitek Combat Rudder Pedals. So you'll be thinking to yourself, yeah, awesome, combat, yeah, this is what we're doing, this is what we're into. And guess what? They are looking really cool. The top of them's metal, and although the bottom is ABS plastic, it's pretty heavy duty, as you'd expect foot pedals to be. Well, that's about where it ends. They are just the nastiest piece of equipment that I think I've even used, and that's going some way, because this joystick that I've got here, that's pretty bad as well. And that's the X55. I've gone into that, and I've even pulled it apart to try and make it better, but that is just a pain in my life. I've got a VKB sim joystick on the way, and hopefully that's going to make a good deal of difference. Anyway, so what is wrong with these pedals? You're going to say, oh, the guy just doesn't know what he's talking about, he's a noob. He even calls himself Space Noob. Well, hey, this is what's wrong with them. This is the nastiest spring ever. I'm trying to pull it apart and I can't even move the thing. Now, it's part of the actual rudder setup, and it's designed as a midpoint spring to bring the rudder pedals back to the midpoint when you're using them. And you know, okay, I get that. And if you've got something that's got as much drag as these things have, they're little trolleys that operate to shift left and right. I'll show you some pictures shortly. But you've got these trolleys and they create drag. So to counteract it, they've put this whopping great heavy spring in it. And as I said to you before, I can hardly even move it with my fingers. So I'm going to rip this thing. Well, I've already done it, but I'm going to show you how I did it. And I'm going to go into the game after I've done that and give you a bit of a feedback as to it. Now, the reason I pulled this apart was because my knee was starting to hurt. My left knee was starting to hurt from using this thing repeatedly. And of course, it got to the point where instead of actually pushing backwards and forwards on these sliding rudder pedals, what I was actually doing was pushing and pulling by hooking my toes over the edge of the pedals. That being said, let's rip this apart and let's make it right. Okay, stay tuned. that is so much better. Look at this, ease of movement. It just moves so much freer. Fantastic. Alright, so now here's that offending spring, and it's gone. It's out of there. Yeehaw! Alright, so now I've just got to replace it with something. So I've got a silicone rubber band here. I don't know how it's going to last, how long it's going to last, and it's probably going to give up at the most inopportune time, but I've got 4 of them hanging around the place, so I've got a few spares. But that is just so much easier. Look, I can just do it with my thumbs. Yay! That's awesome. Okay, so, well, now we've got it working, we'll put it back together. And like a proper noob, you have to make sure that you get the thing the right way up, which prior to cutting this bit out, I didn't. Okay, so all the screws, we'll get those all in there. And then let's test it out. I didn't have the heart to make you sit there and watch me doing this one screw by one screw by one screw by one screw. That would be a bit evil. Alright, just about there. This is 800 speed, by the way, if that means anything to anyone. Okay, and it works. Let's put it under the desk and give it a go. Now I moved it just so I could do this shot. But in the past, I've been using these with my full foot on them, with my toes over the top of the where it's got Saitek written, and it didn't work, and it just tiring. Look at that! I can move it now with my big toes. I mean, sorry about the mess in the office, but hey, that's just what it looks like after a while of gaming. Well, there we go. So easy to use. Say thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to click on the like, the subscribe, and get on Twitch. See you there. This is Space Noob, signing out.